the tendency to stay in the final dream of association can be very intense. Obviously, since we have made the declaration this is over, the necessity would be the retention of the certainty that it is your dream, so that you will not be affected by subsequent things happening outside of you. They're all part of your selected memory. And that includes everything. This will keep you from expressing an idea that something happened that you didn't want to happen, or something happened that didn't fit into your program of what this final dream was. And when you're dealing with this, when you're dealing with the end of the course, or the awakening, your statement is simply that this is all illusionary. Yes. There's a tendency for consciousnesses to come here and somehow stay themselves. Well, if you stay yourself, you will die with the result of yourself. You see, this is how crucial this is in your own mind, in your own identity. Here's the truth of it. There is no one to measure that. How would it be measured? That's what we're looking at, is this. This is really just an illusion. It's an illusion. It is not real, and then you immediately begin to give variant aspects of it more reality than the other. And you are the dreamer of this dream. These are chapter 27, 28, and 29, and you might as well keep looking at that. I suppose somewhere you allow yourself total disappointment. You know the real problem I have I can't teach acceptance. See, to a whole mind, and when you get this by acceptance, it makes absolutely no difference what happens here. Yes. It couldn't possibly make a difference. Right. Somewhere to you, perhaps it still does, because you're coming into this makes a difference. Not so. Right. That's the most difficult thing. You listen to me because you're with me to come out of time now. Yes. Somewhere you still think it makes a difference, or you're not here. Right. Or you're transformed into this association, which is fine, but how do you project it? Right. You remember this, nothing even in the final dream can disillusion you unless you've chosen disillusionment in order to retain your identity. That's the key. It's hard for me to teach it. Amazing you can hear it. Yeah, some of you guys can hear it. See, listen to me, dear ones, I really don't do separate body identifications. There would be no proof, and I'll use Amazing because he doesn't have any fear. If Amazing suddenly stood up and went, and fell down dead and was a carcass here on the floor, it would have absolutely no effect on me at all. I would cry a lot and pound your chest and try to make you come alive again. It's hard for you to see this. This is just a scenario being played out in the total memory of the whole thing. That's why I got this assignment. Okay, now, what does you doing that prove to this association except its own ability to die? Right. And if it does that, it will do that. Right. Do you understand me? If you give you look at me, if you give body identification to that in its separate association with itself, I don't care where it is. I don't care if you do it at we're all sons of God, that's crap. Yes. It doesn't work that way because it's an illusion of your dream. Yes. I'm at the very top of this teaching. Now that doesn't mean that I wouldn't moan for him. I could do anything I wanted to do. Do you understand? It's impossible that Amazing and I do not have a total association because God is singular, God is God, see? I know you want to justify our image association. Go ahead. Okay? Now, here's the crux of the problem. You'll think that there's a reason for that. Wrong. Did you hear that?
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to get you to look at. Somewhere you still, well, everything happens because it happens. No. That's only true if you look at the whole picture. Jesus, when he tries to describe this, say, somehow, I can read that if I find it in there. Somehow you're already into the dream and you'll say part of this is true and part of it's not. It has absolutely nothing to do with it. One effect is exactly as illusionary as any other cause is. Okay? So you got that. Now, it's important that you remember that up until now, you have always used existence and death to verify your own associations. That's why you're here. Stay with me on this.
Yes.
All you have is a dream of time.
Yes.
Wow.
You have nothing but that. Every single thing that has ever occurred in time, in what you call sequential time, has been to verify your body association. I'm teaching this out of time now for those who are ready to hear it. I am absolutely not concerned about your associations here, except in the mechanism of salvation, which doesn't really have any meaning to me. I'm sorry. I know, but I want you to try to get this, because you're going to have to fight it out in your own individual minds, guys, because everything here is going to show you death and sickness.
Yes.
You might just well get used to me.
Yes.
And then not only that, but somewhere you'll demand that I sympathize with your own crucifixion or somebody else's. You'll say, ha ha, Master, you were wrong. Look, here's one of our dear friends dead. That's crap to me.
Yes.
One of our dear friends is not dead. There isn't any such thing as death. A dear friend that dies never was, but condemned by me in my own mind and my association. Crucial. The element that comes into this is to celebrate death, but it's hard to teach. See, in all establishments, everybody's always laying down their body, but when you're teaching out of time, it's hard to say that that image just was there and was gone. Because I've got you on the cusp of your own total dreamness here. And if you won't segregate anything that's happening here, it's impossible for the miracle not to occur, because the segregation of the perception in time was what kept you from being whole.
Yes.
This is not real. Okay? Who's doing that? What do you mean?
Yeah, right.
What is this? I mean, are you a body or not? Are you a perfect body? Sure, you're perfect everything. This is a step-out lesson, but I can't teach it. What I'm really saying is you can just step out of here, and I mean not in the idea that you could, but I mean in the idea that that's really what you are. You cannot not be stepping to yourself.
Yes.
Somehow you think in your own perceptual association you're directing yourself to something contained within yourself. That's not true. This is the whole basic teaching. I watch you guys lament. What the hell are you lamenting about? None of it is real. Not the good parts or the bad parts. Until you have this, you will continue to see things as good or bad. Obviously, you can teach this here, but you don't have to teach it here. You have to be it in order for the disillusionment of the dream. Don't you see? It is only your dream. I'm going to circle around this until you get it. Oh, I got shit. I can't teach this. Nothing is sequential from anything else. You guys think that Sunday... You think we went to the dance last night? That dance was over 800 years ago. between. Well, did I miss something in that 800? Grab some more thoughts, huh? Unselected memory we're teaching. It's 29. They're waking. I'll take you, no, you didn't come and dance with me, Jay. Another 800 years went by. You didn't come and dance with me. I had to. All plans fall apart. Be thankful.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Then you can really be free. Never ask why. It's real hard to teach it. Never, but why did that happen? But why did that? I know, but why was it necessary? I'm not taking your pain away from you and your sympathy for what apparently occurred. I'm just asking you to look at the unfaithfulness of your own mind by allowing that grievance to be real with you, you advanced teachers. Remember, though, that grievance will be exactly as real as it is. Now you can mourn. How do you teach this? Can you hear me? Did you hear that? I can mourn all I want.
Yes.
I could mourn right now. I feel mournful. It only lasts just for a minute. Never resist anything. Okay? Never hide. Never hide your mind. Key for awakened mind. Do things just because you got them, just because you do them. Don't do them for any reason at all, just do them. If somebody tells you to do some shit, do it. It doesn't make any difference. You don't understand what a key this is, though. It's a key because you've always organized yourself into resistance to it. You guys didn't come to the dance. I said there's a built-in resistance to it because there was no reason for you to go. There wasn't. Well, then why didn't you go? Because there wasn't any reason. That's why you should have gone. There isn't any reason for it. Well, then I don't have to. Yes, you do. See, you can't teach this. This is not teachable. This is a non-defensiveness.
Yes.
You see? I forget that words mean things to consciousness. It's like we're going to go and celebrate the opening of sanctuary. Sanctuary is a terrible word. What occurred is they immediately began the sanctuary. I'm not going to allow that. The sanctuary is out. We'll call it Newman. Newman Hill. Since it's on Newman and it's N-E-W-M-A-N, Newman. Okay, Newman Hill. Sanctuary, that's crap. You're not hiding anywhere, you're in the world. Okay? You will take sanctuary as a hiding place. Isn't that funny? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I ain't gonna do that. You guys started to hide already. You won't do that wrong. Tendency to segregate into your association. That's okay, up to a certain point, but the certain point was the death of God. In other words, it culturizes into itself in your limited dream association. Well, can I intentionally go out and celebrate? That has nothing to do with it. You're still going to be dealing with yourself and the whole universe. Somewhere it has to be that method doesn't avail.
Yes.
I don't know where that occurs, and it seems as I'm judging this by the individual perception. I'm really not, but I'm trying to get you finally to look at your own impossible situation with yourself. Okay? The only way that you could possibly prove this is not so is by taking sanctuary on earth and dying. The sad part is not that you can't die. The sad part is that you'll take another consciousness and he'll die as verification for your life, which is actually exactly the same thing. Those things are identical. Come on, what? You can't die. I'm here, time sitting right here with you now, telling you can't die. Okay? If you allow anything to die around you, all you're saying is I'm persisting.
Right.
I'm trying to believe you. That's crap.
Right.
No, I'm teaching you out of time that none of this is real. Neither the life of this or the death of this is real. Be thankful. How else are you going to escape the body?
Wow.
It's not whether it's good or bad or the things that you do. See this? The ultimate test will always be by your own personal associations with the things that you cherish that die around you.
Right.
Okay. That's handled individually in your own mind. Die in the sense that they are that consciousness or personality. See, a lot of you are going to experience in the next little bit the death of your loved ones, brothers, fathers, brothers, and all that. How do you handle that? And in an awakened mind, when I go through that, I don't have any association that I would have. It's hard for me to do it. It's as though you're already dead.
Yes.
Okay. I'm looking at you and thinking, well, you and I, whatever we did dead together. But it doesn't have any effect on me in relationship to, I don't have any sequence in me. If this is all just going on at one time, why, you could say, well, why do I choose an aspect of a particular dream? That's just nonsense. That's just searching for an identity within your own relationship of time. So I hear the strange things people say, well, I guess I chose this time. That's just crap. Can you translate everything happens for reason into everything happens for no reason? Okay, the thing that everything happens, the idea everything happens for reason has no validity at all. Everything happens for whole reason has, but it's hard for you to see that. That goes into acceptance of some sort or maybe sacrifice. You're much better to look at this as a dream and not real at all.
Oh, yes.
Because as soon as you measure it, you're forced to do an association with yourself. I'm doing this for my own benefit, not yours. I'm trying to see where you guys will test yourself in relationship to your own dream.
Right. Right.
Because that's what you're doing all the time.
Yep.
So you're measuring yourself against this, against what you are with yourself. The consciousness is in transcendence. Some of you are in transcendence. In time, can test this anywhere you want by a reassertion of yourself into your mind into this. Okay, if you're in total acceptance of your function, which is to save the world, any karma or memory that comes into it is inherently translated because it's part of your own bright light. I'm not trying to express myself. I'm trying to look at where you would be with this in your own mind. We used to teach it as Master Mason, that is, you're always tested by your own involvement with your capacity to communicate whole mind into your previous chaotic associations, or to build a temple of karma or love based on your own memory, which is really what we're doing. Do you see? There is no death here in this place. Okay. Because the images that enter in are not real. Okay, then they come into whole associations and are beamed out or leave. There is no separate identity contained within this. There is only that moment spread as rapidly, as far out this way as I can get it to bring that about. I belabor this a little, but it's sort of crucial in this test of you against your own dream, isn't it? This is a dream. You might well ask, what about God? Asserters of death. And I'm all inclusive here now. Anything that changes, your need to get old and sick, your need to be in a body, you need to be a part of this. You need to mourn the loss of another body in association with yourself are all limited manifestations of your perceptual mind in time. They are literally not real. I don't need to have you ask me, how did this happen? Okay, then go find out how it happened. That's what you've been doing since it happened. Don't do that. The key to this is there is no reason for this.
Yes.
You can't get it any other way. Well, isn't it important that our reason is, our function is to get out of here? I don't even, you're here a long time. You're going to be here a long time because you're describing your own function. And it has nothing at all to do with it. There is no such thing as function in reality. A function is the idea of a potential fulfilled. There's no such thing as that. No one here. And intention is always to falsity. This is all coarse now. All of the consciousness that come here have absolutely no intention of hearing this. You understand me? You can't intend to go to God without going there.
Yes.
All of your intentions are not to.
Yes.
Intentions are always time. Yeah, but it's, boy, sit right on this, Angie, you gotta hear it. They're gonna bring you all of their intentions and all of them are false. I'll get you the sentences in here if you want them. Don't trust your good intentions. That's actually the sentence. But I don't want you to do it that way. Stop it. I'm telling you that your intentions are to stay in time. Every one of them. And to verify it by the associations of the death of somebody outside yourself. There isn't anyone outside yourself. You're just fulfilling your own total intention of self-identity. But you can't die. You have every intention of getting old and dying. That's all. Everyone that comes here, that's the only intention they could possibly have. Why else are you here? You couldn't be here to live. You want the sentence out of the course? You guys, you don't really do the course. You came here with every intention to hold yourself in time, because intention is time.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, there's no sense in bemoaning. A lot of you go, you're not happy about it for some reason. Why? You want verification for your own association. I have no intention of giving it to you. I don't know what that is. What do you intend to do? Take all of your circumstances, put them all together, and ask yourself what in hell you're going to do. This is how simple this is. What in hell you're going to do, I meant literally. What in hell are you going to do? All you'd have to do is just take one glance at it, and you would see there could be no possible solution to it. What would it be? That you'd last longer?
Wow.
Well, but that's what you're telling me. I want to last longer. I'm dreaming such a happy dream now, I think I'll just stay in this one and last longer.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you do, you better have everybody in that dream. And I mean everybody, right? I mean 100%. The reason sometimes we go out like that is so you can see the other dead ones sitting around at tables doing things, reminiscing about how lovely it was, where you're out participating in your own memory associations. It's a very nice thing to do. Yeah, you're in the now. Yeah. So, try to think about the past for a minute. Most open minds can't think past anymore. Can you do it? Wait a minute. See, you've lost you have no specific frame of reference as to the. You can remember the dance last night, but it's just a whole thing.
Right. Yes.
If you spring with that, you'll remember it out of time. And you'll actually look down on the pavilion and say, what a lovely night it was when we did that.
Yes.
You can do that.
Yes. Yes.
Which is exactly the same thing you do as an old person remembering your junior prom.
Yes.
All I did was make you whole-minded. I just took the limited association away from you. It's still the same mind.
Yes.
Everyone? There is only your mind.
Yes.
The limitations that you impose by being rejected at the junior prom and not wanting to live are just all your own against yourself. This is why grievance is mentioned so early in the workbook. Okay, you are holding a grievance here against something. You couldn't be here without a grievance, which you justify. Period. Somewhere you feel entitled to something more than God, more than everything that you are. And you sure get it, don't you? By reaching for more, less goes along with it.
Yes.
Yes.
Tough teaching. Positively. Just as much less as more. Come on.
Yes.
This is what this is what a human mind does. It asks for more and someone else has less, which is what it is. Also. Isn't that amazing? You can only give to yourself. Hopefully you guys that have come here have learned to give everything away or you're going to really get stuck here. Then I got to watch you die and go through. I don't want to do that. All those that are dying around me are already gone with me. Okay? I told you yesterday, no one will repeat this.
Yes.
Listen to me, have faith in this. No matter what appears to happen, no one will repeat this. These are the highest instructions there are. Look at me, I'm right out of your dream with you. Pay attention to yourself, not your associations. You have to do this.
Yes.
Are we out of time together? Well, you said so. Are we in paradise together at heaven? Yeah, you said so. That's what we are. Are you undergoing this in your own dream? Yes. That's the best way to teach this. So you have a tendency to associate with each other. I want to do this in a particular way. You should be able to hear this. There were always only 12 of us. Okay? This will really help you if you'll look at it. All that's coming into your mind are your whole 12 purposes, which are the great rays. Everything that you're meeting, okay, maximized is you in a full flow of your own association with yourself. If you don't do that, you'll have a tendency to identify an association. Like say I would, let's say I take Rita. You'll have a tendency to give that association something less than its own wholeness. It has to be one of the 12. We are the judging brothers. You have to look at it this way. Okay, that has to be whole.
Yes.
Now, if that is whole, it can't possibly be lost in its own death association. It's just earlier in its own time identity. Okay. There isn't a such thing as death. It's always in its own association with itself. If you do it this way, then you can see the 12 associations of your own mind whole outside of yourself. That association right here that I'm with obviously has no identity except its own wholeness and association. It must be with my wholeness. I'm not going to name it in that sense. And if I name it, I will name it perfectly.
Yes.
As one of the 12.
Yes.
How could it die? It came into the illusion and went out of the illusion with me. Literally out. It's gone. Come on. It's gone from here. Okay. This is gone from here now. I can't do this in your own mind for you, but you better look at it in your own illusion. Are you whole with God or not, really, is what you're looking at. Look at it. I can't help you. I can give you some energy here with this. But you're looking at your own mind. You're the one that has the identity that I want you to lose. And you're the ones determined to hold on to it in your dream.
Nice.
You study that if you want. It won't do you any good. You're just studying your own mind. Either you're going to wake up or you're not, and you did wake up. I would suggest you look at the final dream, the dream that you're dreaming right now, and decide if that's the dream you want to dream. I know that you're going to say to me there's some parts about the dream that are better than others, and you're dead wrong. You're just keeping your own death.
Yes.
God, I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand that. You're about to lose all the things that you've ever loved and cherished. They're going to fall apart all around you, and you're going to defend them as part of your own association. Shame on you. Dead one. It has absolutely nothing to do with reality at all. Are you ready? Nothing here has anything to do with reality. Heaven's not like that. You guys are going to graduate and really get a sense of it.
Yes.
Why would you stay here and be in a body and die? That's what this teaching is. Am I mistreating you in your own dream? Sure. I'm giving you no credit for your associations at all. Why the hell would I give you credit for death? You're insisting on credit for being sick and dying. Not only that, but you're going to prove it by telling me, ha-ha, but look at all the things dying around here, including your mother. Shame on you. Boy, I'm teaching you right out of the book here now. You're the cause of the death, aren't you?
Yes.
Is there any course teacher that isn't at least there? Who causes their sickness and death? This is your dream. This is your mind. You will always verify it by your own death or of the apparent death of something around you in time. Or sickness, or aging, or anger, or greed, or selfishness, or self-assertion. Stop verifying this. It's time to wake up. I got you pushed right against yourself. That's where I want you to be. I can't get you any other way. I have to make you look at yourself. I can't do it anyway because you are only yourself. There isn't anything else. You insist there's something else, you're wrong. Do you understand? You've given a reflection of your limitation out there, and you're verifying your own limitation by an exchange that you call dialogue. It has no reality at all. Neither the source or the result are real. That's the key. You keep asking Jesus, I'll use the sentence because it's my favorite. You keep asking the one thing in the universe that doesn't know. Your own projection. Well, but I know it's a lovely sentence. If you ask anything else, you'd immediately spring into heaven. But in order to keep your own identity, you keep asking yourself the impossible question. I know, but it's astonishing. This is why we use the Course in Miracles. Hopefully, somebody will begin to read these sentences the way I'm saying them to you. That's the whole idea. All the stuff you've been studying for 10 years and rejecting, suddenly you're going to pick up and look at it. And say, I'm a reflection of my own mind, and I am communicating with nothing. And you say, well, I'm communicating with myself. And the Course handles this real well in about 3 more sentences. I'm not going to tell you, find it and read it. That's not communication. See, in that sense, it takes 2 to communicate. There's a particular sense of that, where if you have projected your death image from yourself, you must communicate with yourself in reality. Okay, that's done by the forgiveness of your projection. See the key to forgiveness now? If you judge your projection at all, you cannot communicate with it because it's you've canceled your both selves out, haven't you? Huh? The solution to this you won't like, but I'll give it to you anyway. This association is the savior of the world, the way the Course would teach it. That is not open to question. All right? I don't want to hear you say, yes, we're all saviors. You got to get this if you're going to teach this. That's a crap statement. There isn't all, there's only you. It requires your declaration of ultimate faith that association comes from God and will save me. It's impossible that not be so. Whole minds or coming to whole minds have absolutely no problem with it at all. They couldn't have. This is the crux of the teaching of the Course in Miracles. It's absolutely singular. The whole thing I read you yesterday is one thing saved is all things saved. Okay? You'll divide it into multiple, aren't we all lovely saviors going to God? You're dead wrong. You're dead wrong. Can you get it through your own admission of your saviorship? Only through the subtraction of your self-identity. See, I'm not really teaching power of the mind. You have a tendency to identify power of the mind as your own association with yourself.
Right.
I'm teaching only relinquishment of power of God mind, whole mind. Can I get that by the admission that this is the Savior of the world? You want to see how it works? Okay. that consciousness will always disillusion me.
Yes.
The problem is not that conscious, the problem is mine. I know you guys like to teach it this way, but if you're going to teach it, you better get ready to make the final step about this. I don't mind you doing that, all right? Why? That consciousness is whole and perfect. The step, obviously, is it's being constructed in your own mind. And you can kick that around all you want. What you run into when you do that is you have asked for a specific association to be your savior, all right, and allows it continually to disappoint you and forget that it's only a projection of your own mind. It should be very simple for you just to say, I forgive you totally, for I am you and can only forgive myself. That's the reason I don't teach it that way. Okay? What's the step beyond that? I'm the savior of the world. If you will believe me, you will be in heaven with me. Wow. Is that a true statement? I don't know what the hell you mean. Why wouldn't it be true? It's totally true. Okay? Where does that split off with you and say, then we're both saviors together? You'll be dead again. See? The way it works. Of course you would be. Because you're giving associate identities to yourself and your own projection. I'm very much aware that most of you are undergoing enlightenment here. And then you can see immediately that we really don't communicate in conceptual associations. All we say to each other is it makes no difference what happens, if we say anything. That is, we observe our associations, but they don't have any effect. If we're coming from out of time, why would they affect us? You see? Then we have no plan. Huh? Just God's plan. The whole plan. Everything must be contained in the whole plan, right? So it gets simpler and simpler because it's faith in God. I just don't know how willing you are to command your spirit to God. That's all I'm teaching. What do you think the Course teaches? Be faithful to God. Be faithful to all of the universe that's out there in love and wholeness, which you are. Would you stay in your own dream and shake your fist at God and declare this to be real and sickness, or are you simply going to wake up and be in heaven where you are? I try to make it simpler. How do I make it simpler than that? Now fight the conflict if you want to, but at least acknowledge that the conflict is in yourself, and that's the fastest way to do it. Now you all nod to that, well, be about doing it, those of you who still have problems with that. You wouldn't think of blaming anybody else for what's happening to you. That's just crazy. That's a very advanced teaching. What the hell do you mean advanced? You can only give to yourself. You can only take from yourself, whatever that means. God only gives. Once more, God only gives. He wouldn't know who he was if he didn't give. He would be nothing if he didn't give. Did you give everything away and wake up in heaven? If you ask the question, you must have. Are you awake then? Sure. What you call yesterday was the last day. This is what they call a harmonic. It's just an echo.